Hello everyone, welcome back to Esports Academy, proudly sponsored by the Mid-Continent Public Library, Level Up Arena, and Unified. My name is Abdul Rashid Jahaya, and I'll be your host, esports entrepreneur, educator, content creator, and philanthropist. And today's lesson is on health and nutrition. But before we get into today's lesson, I got to give you your homework assignment. So grab those notebooks because today we're going to be doing an activity log. In today's activity log, I'm going to have you write down your top 3 favorite snacks to enjoy while you're playing games. So write down those top 3 favorite snacks that you love to enjoy while playing your games. But also, if we're going to be eating while we're playing games, we also have to focus on our health and nutrition because that's why we're here. So I also need you to write down a way that you can get active for at least 45 minutes every day. But today, I won't be giving you the breakdown of why that's so important. I have a good friend of mine here, Duran, Biz Dev Director for Level Up Arena, and he'll be going over the importance of health and nutrition for gamers. So, Duran?
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you guys for having me here today. So, like Abdul said, I'm the Director of Business Development over at Level Up Arena. I served in the Marine Corps for 8 years, so a lot of my nutrition foundation came from there. I did sports when I was young, but I wasn't very athletic, and I wasn't properly nourished because I just didn't know. And so a lot of my knowledge started from the Marine Corps, and then after that, I got out. I actually managed the gym because I fell in love with fitness after that, and then got involved in the esports, played for a collegiate team, and then now we're here talking about health and fitness for esports. Super fun times. So I don't know if you guys have had the chance to study nutrition or health and fitness. This is mainly focusing more on I'm going to mainly focus on the mindset and the development for it, right? As you're playing competitive gaming, and how important it is why you should be actually eating good and taking care of your body and staying physically fit. So I'll start off from my background when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I did track and football. I wasn't properly nutritioned right. I didn't understand nutrition. I ate a lot of junk food. My parents bought donuts all the time. And my thought was if I eat donuts but drink some water, I was perfectly fine and healthy because water's healthy, right? No, far from it, right? Eating pizza too at school. And so I would go to practice for track and I ran the 800 meters. Which is 2 times a lap around the track. And I would always wonder, why am I getting so tired after track practice? I was lightheaded. I just didn't comprehend why. I didn't understand it. And so it wasn't until years later where in the Marine Corps, you have to do a lot of running, a lot of push-ups, and you kind of push your body to the limit. And during boot camp, you have to they nutrition you really well. They make sure you eat 3 times a day, that you drink a lot of water. And, it kind of changed your body to understand what its capabilities are. And needless to say, doing that for 3 months straight made me understand that my body can actually perform at a very high level by the proper nutrition. And so looking back, I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have had some course like this, because I played a lot of video games. And I thought if I played a lot of video games, I would probably be good at them and just stay up all night. And I wasn't a very good competitor. So I don't know if some of you guys are just casual gamers like I was, but I wish I would have. Esports was growing at the rapid pace as it is, and I wish there would have been somebody that kind of would have given me a good foundation for proper nutrition and also proper exercising, because that does play a big role into how as you grow older and how you perform in game. So after that, I joined the Marine Corps. Learned a lot from in the Marine Corps, you have to stay in shape. That's part of the job, is being a soldier, basically, to go to war. But you have to stay active to do so. And so they train you on your body and whatnot. They train you the best practices to perform at a high level. And so once I unlocked that new power within myself, I still played a lot of video games, right? Physically, I was in really good shape. But it's not that the Marine Corps shows you so much on proper nutrition. It's just what your body can handle and how to push through that mental threshold. So it wasn't until after I got out of the Marine Corps that I actually joined a gym, and I was the manager for the gym, where I started learning a lot from bodybuilders. And essentially, what we're doing when we're working out and we're eating right, we're nourishing our body, and we're technically bodybuilding. We're just not trying to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody that's a bodybuilder on TV all yoked up. That's not what we're trying to do. Well, a lot of us just want to look good and feel good. But with that comes also the performance on how we actually perform on an everyday basis, how our mind is very calm and collective when things happen and whatnot. And so I fell in love with performance for the body, and eating had a huge component to that. And I ended up joining shortly after. I ended up going to Park University for college and joined their esports team. And again, me knowing a lot about health and fitness, a lot of the players that were going to college weren't really. Maybe there was probably like 2 or 3 out of the 20 something that of students that were playing on the esports team that actually even worked out. And so a lot of them have no concept of working out. And so what I did was I kind of required the team to work out with me. And so I kind of took them under my wing, helped them on proper body mechanics and whatnot, how to move your muscles and whatnot, and started from there. And a lot of them, I mean, the first few days of working out, if you haven't worked out in a long time, you're going to be sore, super sore. So because all you're doing is working out the lactic acid, the buildup that you had for years, and it's tiring for your body. Like, it hurts. But if you can pass through that pain for the first 2 weeks, you should be good after that. Especially if you're eating properly, your body recovers a lot faster. And so, yeah, that's how it started in esports, man, with health and fitness. And now a lot of people ask me like how I can help them, and I'm always down to help.
So, Daron, let me ask you. Thank you for sharing your past, of focusing on how you got here, and kind of how your experiences as being a player over at Park University. But in your current day, what are you playing? And if you do enjoy anything, what are you enjoying?
Okay. Are you talking about like what game I'm playing right now? Yep. I'm always going to be a League of Legends nerd. I love it. That and Apex Legends.
Got it.
Those 2 games, but I'm not good at either of them like that. I might be like like high gold at the most on League, and Apex I just play casually with my friends and whatnot. Perfect. But yeah, I mean that's what I mainly focus on right now, and occasionally your general just indie games that once in a while come out.
So I personally have a major issue with snacking. I play Call of Duty, so I try to stay away from greasy stuff because I got to get my hands dry again so I can get back in the game. But for those who must snack like me, if you could recommend any snacks, what would you recommend?
Okay, if you're trying to snack, I always say most of the times when we're hungry, really, and it's between meals, you're usually thirsty.
Yeah.
And so I would say go to water first. And just chug, like, here, show your water. So this is Duo has this gallon water, right? Mine's half a gallon, right? I would say chug a few gulps of water and see if you're still hungry. Give it a few seconds. It's not instant, right? Give it a few seconds. And then if you're still hungry and you know you're going to be gaming for a while, anything that's not greasy, because I mean we have equipment, right? Controllers, keyboards, mouses, and we don't want them to get dirty first off, right? Like, we're not trying to put grease on them and have them all caked up and hinder our performance later on. Anything that I always go to fruit, really, more than anything. Fruit is probably like my favorite thing. People think I'm weird. Like, my lady, whenever I bake sweet potato a lot of sweet potato, and that's really my go-to. And I'm talking about not raw after I bake it, but I just grab it. I don't do anything to it, and I just bite it.
Man, savage.
Like, it is so good, though. I don't have no idea like how to explain it, and it's so easy. Just bake it in the oven for like 30-40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's, oh my god. And you can do a whole bunch of them at one time. Just have them for like a whole week.
Awesome. So for those out there who may be new to exercising or just now realizing that this is an important part of their daily regimen, could you give those out there an idea of what your daily regimen looks like?
Yes. So I like to do I'm not saying everybody has to do this, right? This is just my preference and for what I want for my body goals. I work out 6 days a week, usually in the mornings, and I kind of tailor my workouts in 3-day increments. So for Mondays, or the first day would be chest and triceps. The next day would be back and bis, and then the next is legs. I usually stay away from shoulders because I have injured my shoulders before. And usually whenever I work out my chest, I'm already hitting that muscle group anyways. And so I do that for 3 days, and then I repeat again. And I just hit it up 6 days straight, and then usually Sundays is my rest day. And then if for whatever reason my schedule didn't allow me to work out one of those days during the week, then I'll make it up on Sunday and then go from there. It gives me plenty of time to like rest and whatnot, so that way I'm not super sore all the time. One thing is, like, a lot of people continuously just keep working out and not give their body a break, which I don't personally believe in, like, overworking out to an extent. There is such thing as that. If you're just constantly hitting a muscle group over and over and over, not letting it recover, then it can kind of fail on you.
Yeah.
So you do want to kind of spread it out some like that. Or even I used to do one body group a day. So like arms one day, chest one day, back one day. But then I got a little bit more serious into working out. Wanted to double up my body group parts.
Gotcha. So I know when we talk in chat, or we catch each other in person, you're always asking me what's going on, or you're telling me, hey, Abdul, you look a little tired, and I just tell him, like, hey, man, I just don't sleep. It's not because I don't want to, but
right,
because I got so many things going on, and I chronically end up playing video games to the wee hours of the night or early hours of the morning, which is definitely not a healthy practice. Could you touch on the importance of getting sleep as well?
Oh, man, I think probably sleep is so underrated. It's so crazy. So if you can actually sleep, and I guess if you're actually like still developing, like you're still younger and you're trying to develop, I would probably say you need more sleep than the average person. And once you're an adult, you probably need about 8, even 9 hours of sleep to be optimal. And I think most of the times we don't really get that because we have things going on in life, like kids, work, and family, and so on and so forth. But I would say sleep is probably the most beneficial thing you can possibly initially to get in control of to perform better. Just know that your body recovers when you're asleep. So it's not when you're actually working out and like tearing up your muscle fibers. Your body's it's not getting any bigger. It actually recovers and it gets nutritioned whenever you're actually asleep.
Gotcha.
So make sure you guys get your sleep in.
So yeah, we touched on the importance of being healthy, the importance of sleeping well as well. It sounds like balance is at the core. Like, make sure that we're sustaining a proper balance of exercise as well as eating right and sleeping well.
Yep.
What's your opinion on the importance of like balancing all these things? I'm sure countless hours are playing video games, but there's quite a few different aspects here.
No, for sure, man. I honestly think if you can balance it right. So the funny thing is, during COVID, I ended up getting a performance coach, and just because I wanted to like hone in on my body and like get more in tune with myself and understand my body even more than I already did. And so I ended up hiring a performance coach, and he got me on this thing called a Whoop Band. Again, I'm not an affiliate for it. Look it up. There's other programs you can use your Google. If you have a Google Watch, you do that as well. And it's basically almost similar to like a calorie counter, right? And what I did was I just wore this band on my wrist for 24/7. I didn't take it off, right? And what it does, it also monitors your sleep and how deep of a sleep you can get into, and your REM cycles and everything like that. And what I found out for me was if I played games, whether it was on my phone or watched TV or did something till midnight, I wouldn't hit my REM till like 6 o'clock. And most of the times I would wake up at 7, so I wouldn't even get a chance to even hit my REM very well, because then my body, it goes in this weird mode of like I need to wake up, and so I don't even get to hit my REM sleep right. And so for the longest time, until we corrected it, my sleep was being affected a lot. And so if you have school, right, you might wake up a little bit before then. And if you're going to sleep at midnight or 10, that's not enough time for your body to actually hit that sweet spot that you need to to hit your most optimal sleep.
Absolutely.
To actually recover. And so that, that band actually helped out a lot because it also told me how much during my workouts I was actually performing. So it'll tell you how much energy you're actually exerting during your workouts. So it gives you kind of like a range from like 0 to 21. And the cool thing is put you on a leaderboard. 'Cause I'm very competitive, so like if you put me on against somebody else, I'm like, all right, I gotta try to beat this person. But there's some people that were athletes first off that were, I'm not an athlete anymore, right? And so these guys were performing like 18, 19s on a daily basis, and my numbers were like 9, 10. And I'm like, no way, what are these guys doing to get there? Because when I was working out, I was getting like tearing up my body. But these guys were also doing doing 2-a-days, and I'm like, all right, that's intense right there. I'm not saying that's for everybody though, right?
So let me ask you. So for those who haven't been resting well, for those who haven't been eating well, I'm sure they're tired. They're exuding all this energy, mental as well as physical energy. What's your take on energy drinks? I mean, I'm an avid tea drinker, so I generally get my caffeine from there.
I do drink tea.
But what's your take? Energy drinks, tea, coffee?
I would say if you, in proportions, right? And if you're old enough to drink them, I don't think my mistake was, when we were growing up, energy drinks were new.
Yeah.
Like Monster, Rockstar, and all those other ones, right? They were brand new. So there was no really like studies done for them, right? Like there was nobody knew what they were. They were just like, oh, these are a cool marketing campaign. Drink these things. I'm like, all right, cool. And I know I drank Monsters like it was Kool-Aid. Like I was like, man, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember one day specifically, I drank like 2 Monsters in that morning. I went to my cousin's baseball game, which is outside in the heat, not understanding dehydration or the concept of what proper hydration is, right? And I'm over here downing my next Monster because I'm thirsty. And I'm looking at myself, I'm like, man, I feel so out of it. What's going on? And my silly self, like I opened up another Monster thinking that'll help me out. Right, try to hydrate. And so like after that one instance, I was like, man, let me just no more 2 Monster or two no more than 1 energy drink anything. And even to moderation. Now I drink a crap load of water just to kind of offset the energy drink. I try to stay away from caffeine.
Yeah.
Try to stay away from sugary like soda pops and stuff like that. I don't drink soda at all. I do drink teas though. Teas are by far they're the underdog of a lot of drinks. It's so crazy, especially like mango green tea, and you just put a little bit of honey on there. That's on. Yep.
Good stuff.
It's so good.
Yeah, I go through a lot of tea. If I'm ever streaming, they'll hear me slurping.
Yep.
A cup of tea.
And also, I don't know. Have this ever happened to you? Like, especially if you're like an avid Coke drinker or something that things that that's not good for you. The first few times when you drink tea, it'll actually detoxify you. Like you'll start sweating a lot, and you'll be like, man, what's wrong with me? But it's just because your body's trying to get rid of all the toxins from all the tea and whatnot. And I didn't know that. One of my friends that was like really avid tea drinker was like, I told him, like, I don't know why I'm sweating so much. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just drinking my tea. They're like, oh, it's because you're detoxifying your body. I'm like,
that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Cool. So we touched on the high points. So health and nutrition, drinking water, tea. Try to avoid tea. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I would say like if you could, like especially competitive video gaming, right? So I ran a boot camp this summer, and when I was running the boot camp, a lot of kids never worked out, right? And it's again, guys, you don't have to spend 2.5 hours at the gym. You don't even have to go to the gym to work out. There's this thing called the Tabata drill. It's a 4-minute workout, super, super simple. The concept is you can do anything, whether it's push-ups, jumping jacks, air squats. You don't need any equipment, right? You can do it. You can do it between matches as you're queuing up, really. It's 4 minutes long. It's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And you put yourself on a timer. So work out for 20 seconds, go as hard as you can, and then take for a 10-second break, and then you go at it again. I promise you, after those 4 minutes, you're going to be done, as if you did a full body workout. And that's so good to burn calories, and you don't have to do much. Just 4 minutes out of your day. So when people say like, I don't have time, I'm like, oh, we got time right now. Let's do this.
Has there in your workout regimens from your past to present, have you felt like there are any exercises or workout regimens that directly align with or give a better directly align with gamers or the esports industry that people should consider?
I guess a workout regimen. There's a really cool website called Derby, and again, I'm not an affiliate. I just like this website because it literally has like superhero workouts.
Okay.
And you can do it in like three round increments and whatnot, and it has different levels and whatnot. But it has so many different workouts in that website that literally you will never get tired of. Like if you want to work out like the Black Panther, right? They have a Black Panther workout on there, and it just has like air punches, right? Then you do it for time. You do 30 reps, and then you do squats for the next reps, and so on and so forth. And it has its own like workout system in it. That's probably like the coolest thing that I've seen that's super available. You can print out, you can print them out in sheets really and put it in front of you so that way you don't have to have any computers or anything near you. I would say that is the most user-friendly workouts besides the Tabata drill. You can literally do that anywhere, right? And then other than that, like I know you can YouTube a lot of videos and just go and follow along. So I had my daughter, we do workouts like that where there's no way that she can keep up with me, but there's kid-friendly workouts that she can follow online and just like follows their movement, especially, and they have music sometimes with this too, so you can go to the sound of the beat. Some workouts, push-ups, super easy. Push-ups are really good workouts to do. Squats, those are probably the main ones too. Even if you can pick up like your gallon, right, or half a gallon, and just curl them and work out your bicep. So there's this thing where I used to do like in between matches, or again, I'm not good at Apex, so I would die, right? And if I did it to where like if I timed out and my teammates didn't pick me up and pick up my flag, I would have to do 50 push-ups.
Oh, I like
right?
That. Yeah, I like that.
If they were able to pick me up and they were able to revive me, then it's only 25. If I didn't get any kills, which happened a lot, I had to do 100 push-ups. So I kind of challenged myself to do that. And needless to say, I had to do a lot of 100 push-ups because I never got any kills.
I get downed off.
Yeah.
I think I might rip out of my shirt at this point. If I did push-ups for every time I got down, goodness, that's kind of terrifying.
I get carried a lot in Apex with my teammates. Or even like in League of Legends, you can do that. You can do assists and kills, right?
Yeah. However
many you get, that's how many. If the enemy team gets that, I always went off of the enemy team. If they get that many kills.
Fair.
Instead of like my performance, it's like if I died too many times, right, then I would do that many squats and use that. My deaths would be the amplifier.
Awesome.
So like if the enemy team got 30 kills and I died out of those deaths 10 times, then I got it 30 times 100. And I would pick a workout that makes sense. So like I would do squats because I can't do no 300 push-ups like right off the bat before the next game.
You better pick the controller up. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, this is great stuff. What I want to do, I want to jump to questions, but first we gotta revisit our homework assignment. So back to the beginning, guys. I had you guys write down your favorite snacks to enjoy while playing video games, but also a way that you can stay active. And that was today's homework assignment because I wanted Duran to explain to you the value of it. All of you, we thank you for your time, and we will see you guys next week. And this is another Esports Academy, proudly provided by the Mid-Continent Public Library, Level Up Arena, and Unified. Have a good one.